Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. Well, it's been a couple days and I do apologize. Thanks for sticking around and waiting to see if I'm still alive. I am. The This is a very busy time at the shop I work at as far as um, the employees. As you can imagine, much of the many of the employees at a feed store are farm folk. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, that's how that kind of works. So farm folk have certain times a year, depending on their crop or whatever they do on their farm, where their life at home is really intense. During the summer, everybody does hay, and it's just hard to get everything done. And then this time of year, it's big. There's a lot of animal sales. It's spring animal sales. So some of the larger farms have a lot of animals to move. So I'm working a lot of extra hours covering for uh, one of the employees who it works on a pretty large cattle operation. Actually, is a part of a family operation, and the job they do for us is more kind of just a sideline thing. It's just, that's the way it is. Um, so I'm covering extra shifts for them so they can do their thing. Anyway, it has been a very challenging week. While it was a lower intensity, supposed to be a lower intensity week, I tried a few new things and actually ramped my mileage up. I just did not feel like because this is an abbreviated program, I didn't feel like the very short mileage that the program wanted was going to really do me much good. I've actually got some pretty good fatigue going on in my legs right now. I can manage that fatigue with the Sunday recovery runs. It's just I seem to do my best work like on Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not so much my best work because I'm fatiguing out again. But in any case, I did want to talk today about a thought I had actually several days ago. Something that you see in any um, any field. This can be applied to running or anything. Um, I was at the gym not too long ago, and a fellow runner was just finishing up, and I was just really starting, and they were chatting with my wife, who I'm told I'm not supposed to call the angry old woman. But anyway, um, my wife and he were having a chat at the gym, and she had mentioned that I had, retired from the United States Navy back in about 2006. So he didn't know that, and I would say the reason he probably didn't know that is I don't really kind of go out of my way to talk about um, my military service. Occasionally, I have a fun anecdote to tell, a neat sea story, or I'm just trying to entertain people, that sort of thing. But a lot of folks don't know. I don't look like your typical, if there is a typical look for a, uh, retired U.S. Navy chief. I don't. I still occasionally find myself using the colloquialisms that we had in the Navy, but for the most part, I don't, and I try not to make too much of a big deal about it. It was a part of my life I'm very proud of. I did some pretty amazing things when I was there. I went to some really amazing places. I saw and met some very amazing people, including my good lady wife, and it provided me a way where I could, for the most part, pursue the things I do love in life, or at least find some new things without having to constantly worry about provide food and some financial security for my family. Um, in any case, I don't make a huge deal of it. Um, I try not to conflate my military service. A lot of people do. And if it's true and they feel they deserve it, more power to them. It's just not for me. I don't really do that. Um, but that led me to some thinking. I was driving home and I heard the old song "Glory Days," and it also got me, kind of reinforced this, and I wanted to talk just a little bit about it. We should all be proud of our accomplishments in life, whether that was winning the spelling bee in second grade, graduating at the top of your class in high school, a military career, a college degree, a great sports career in along the way. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot of things in our past to be proud of. But my focus has been and will be, I am most proud of who I am today at this minute. I can also be very disappointed in who I am at any given time at this point in time. I can be very happy with myself and I can be very angry with myself. Because we are the sum of what we have been, not that what we were was better or worse than what we are now. We are simply the sum of yesterday. And tomorrow is not something we should dwell on, because while greatness may be around the corner, so too can tragedy. So I focus on the today of my life. And that's not to say I don't plan some for the future or look forward to things, but the reality is I don't want to be the guy who lives in yesterday, whose greatest accomplishment was his military service, whose greatest accomplishment was becoming probably, I would say at least locally, maybe regionally, one of the foremost, goat experts, if you want to call it that. I don't want to be any of those one things. I am the sum of all of those things and more. So sometimes we get to a point where we're not as fast as we used to be. We're not as rich, maybe not as prolific. We don't do as much as we used to. We're just not quite as good by some sort of subjective scale as we once were. And that forces us to look back at what I was and not what I am. And I think that the value of any individual comes from that sum. Certainly, while a runner from 40 years ago may be very proud of their accomplishments, and justly so, that doesn't mean that now they run, a 45-minute 5K, that they're any less valuable because they have a wealth of experience, they have a wealth of knowledge, they have connections that make them more valuable than just a runner who won a medal or was a regional or national legend. And it doesn't matter where you are on that sort of scale, because you are the sum of what you are, not what you were at any given point, and you're certainly not what you will be. Tomorrow is uncertain. You can recommit to anything: a failing career, a mediocre athletic performance. You can take steps to become more than what you are. But don't dwell in your past, and don't be unhappy when your past and your present become very different, very, very different things. That is just growing up, as far as I'm concerned. We don't really stop growing up. I mean, we certainly become adults and increase in responsibilities, but the day we don't learn something is the day that we don't learn something. I was going to talk a little bit more about running, but I've rambled on enough. I did quite a bit of running, and I will post in this video some of the Strava shots of my runs. Again, my legs are just fatigued beyond measure right now. I don't recall being quite this fatigued even during my marathon training. I have really pushed the intensity button up. My goal is to start doing more runs at my goal 10K pace and goal 5K paces. I feel like I've loosened things up, and I'm getting back into that speedier mode. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I hope that may help you some. I hope that may put some things in perspective. I appreciate each and every one of you. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy reading your posts on Facebook, and I enjoy when people comment and jump into the conversations on my Facebook. Feel free to start a conversation on my page. Feel free to come in and make a comment on my YouTube channel. And as always, guys, go out there and do your best. Run your best race. There are guys in their 70s running PRs. It's not over till it's over. Thanks a lot. Hope I see you out on the trails. And as I always say, run angry, my friends.